Twice that's happened that I can recall. But
this season, actually, the strikers picked up the extra man.
As good as Rangers were defensively last season, I'm not saying they're as poor, but they're certainly not as good as they were last year. Just little bits of concentration. Goldson have to equal it with Kelly. I thought was absolutely outstanding tonight, but he just switched off that minute there.
Into extra time, you said keep your composure. Eventually they did when Roof scored.
Yeah, they got there. I think even it was a bit of a frantic start to the extra time, but it's excellent for Glenn Kamara. Real composure. He could easily just sling that in the box, but he picks the pass it to Aribo, and Aribo does what he should: get the ball across the goal with a bit of pace, and you hope that your number 9's there, and Roof was there. And we talked about it with the header, the disallowed goal, right in the middle of the 6-yard box, waiting for that service. If he gets that service, he'll score goals. 16 goals and 16 stars. I think it's 32. He's a goal every second appearance, but 16 goals, 16 stars. His goal scoring has never been in doubt. And if you give him that service, he'll score goals.
I said at half time and extra time, people at home couldn't see it, Ali, but now they can. Your celebration after that goal went in. No, you're on camera, I'm not joking. You went got on camera.
This might be slightly embarrassing.
You were just looking for someone to celebrate with. And you found that someone.
I was quite happy, as you can see. Everyone was getting hugged. Henry was there for a hug.
Kenny was wondering where his girl was.
But I want to tell you about Roof's movement, and Kenny will know as a centre forward. You could argue he's a little bit lucky. The ball, Aribo's cross went through the defender's legs, but he's not, because he's just getting into an area hoping that something will happen and something will drop for him. And that's what you do as a centre forward. 7, 8 times out of 10, the defender might hit his legs, it might get cleared, but you have to keep getting into areas to take the opportunity and gamble. And that's exactly
welcome everybody. So we're this is the night, April 14th, the night that the Titanic hit the iceberg. This video is obviously going to be of the ship obviously going across the North Atlantic Ocean. On this game I can't actually do the sinking or the iceberg collision. But around about this time of night, well, all the way through the day on April 14th, they were getting iceberg warnings, and they still currently were getting them from the nearby ship, Californian, around about 20 to 10, I think the final iceberg warning that they got sent. But as far as I'm aware, the Titanic never got the latest warning to tell them that they were heading for a direct impact with the iceberg. So they currently continued the course that they were currently travelling across the North Atlantic Ocean on, and this was roughly around about a couple of hours before the impact. I'm not sure if there's actually another message after 20 to 10, but I'm pretty sure either 20 to 10 or 10:30 was the final warning that they sent out to them. I do know that because the man in the, I think it's the telegraph room where they do the messages and distress signals and things like that, got a shirty message back because he was currently working on other messages at the time, and he was awake for a long time, almost 24 hours, I think it was, working on messages and from family and loved ones and stuff that he was sorting out. Just sent back, can you stop bothering us, or something like that. And obviously the shirty message that California company got, they company turned off the radio for the night. As far as the information that I know, and what's been told, evidence, and what's obviously that we all know. Obviously, of that night, I'm not exactly sure what was actually said. That night, but as far as I'm aware, he said something along the lines of, "Can you go away?" Or, well, not as polite as that. Can you stop sending messages? Because it rung through his ear really loudly. Obviously, he probably didn't say the best thing back when there's a ship actually trying to reach out to that ship to tell them that they're obviously the California stopped for the night in an ice field, and they're trying to give them an iceberg warning, either to tell them that they were heading for a direct impact with the iceberg that they ended up colliding with, or there was an ice field that they were nearby to or heading towards. But yeah, he replied, I think his name was Bride, I think, in the messaging telegraph room. And yeah, he basically replied shirty, basically, and they turned off any messages that were currently getting. California did for the rest of the night, and that was the last time the Titanic currently heard or had communication with that ship, and that was currently obviously after the iceberg collision, that was actually the nearest ship to the Titanic that night. I think it was currently something like 20 or 30 miles away from the Titanic. But yeah, there's obviously that. So like I said, they got messages all the way through the day. I think in the afternoon of April 14th, the captain changed its course to the south, to travel more southeast, I think it was, which actually ended up putting the ship on a collision course with the iceberg. But I think, as far as I know, and videos and listening to people explain about it, he decided to change the course of the ship on April 14th to put it further south, to avoid any iceberg collision, because of the iceberg warnings they're getting all the way through the day. So yeah, they tried their best to avoid any collision with the iceberg. So yeah, we're basically So basically going through across the North Atlantic Ocean on April 14th. Around about an hour to a couple of hours before the initial collision with the iceberg. Yeah, I'm trying to obviously the whole entire story of the Titanic is absolutely amazing. I am aware that there's many people who can tell the story better than me. I don't actually know all the people's names that were currently on the Titanic, but I will currently keep on doing more research about that so I can actually tell the story much better. But like I said in my video earlier, I really enjoy the Titanic. I actually today my model arrives, so I'm going to be busy building that. And then obviously when it's done, I'll be sending photos and stuff like that on my Twitter page. Which will be, quite good for people to see. I have a Twitch as well, Craig Hawkins 2021. If you want to check that one out, I do Titanic videos. I've done the sinking, which was, I think, Titanic 4 of a Legend. That game's called that. I've done a few times on PC, and I do other games as well. But at the moment, because obviously it's the 110th anniversary of the Titanic, I've been planning on doing April 14th anniversary for a while. So yeah, I've done April 14th tonight. So this game I haven't had long. I haven't been playing it long, maybe a month. It's not a bad game. If they could add, having an iceberg collision and a sinking, and I think that would be really cool. But I do obviously know quite a bit about April 14th, the iceberg warnings. You know how many people died, how long it took for the Titanic to sink, 2 hours and 40 minutes, colliding with the iceberg at 11:40 p.m. on April 14th, sinking 2:20 a.m. on April 15th. The iceberg opening six of the first six watertight compartments that eventually led to the ship sinking on the starboard side. I'm not exactly sure of there was a door that they opened on the port side for easier access to lifeboats. I have heard that it let in 2 or 3 times more water than the iceberg damage combined. I'm not exactly sure how much that sped up the sinking, or how much extra time, how much more extra time it would have actually gave to the ship itself, how much longer it would have lasted from the time it actually sank in 2 hours and 40 minutes. But from what people who stream, who are really good at what they do, by the way, they have said that they don't believe, and the evidence that they've currently read up on or know about, it wouldn't have really mattered too much of the sinking itself. So apparently, according to that, it wouldn't have gave the Titanic that much more time. It does make you wonder, though, with the door, before obviously the door was opened and the water started going into that door, the list to port that the ship didn't have. I think, in my opinion anyway, it's not any accounts or proper accounts. It's just my valued opinion. With it listing to port as much as it did, in my opinion, it seemed like it sped up the sinking a lot faster. So it probably, maybe, I don't know, in my opinion, maybe would have gave it an extra 20 minutes or maybe half an hour more than when it actually sank. But like a lot of people believe, I don't actually think it would have changed the amount of time it would have sank a huge amount. But I didn't actually realise how much it actually listed the port until I actually saw a real live stream on YouTube, and it was amazing to see how much it did list the port after that door went underwater, and how big that room from that door was, how much space there was for the water to flood in really quickly. So it definitely managed to travel through the ship a lot faster once that door went underwater. But yeah, I really look forward to the the big anniversaries of the Titanic, because I know the people I currently subscribe to and things like that on YouTube do a live stream, and I really enjoy watching it and listening to what they say and learning more I can about the Titanic. And even just watching the live streams that I currently did about 4 years, first time 4 years ago, I actually learned about the Titanic sister ship, the Titanic, which I actually knew nothing about. But now I obviously know more about that than I ever thought I would. So it's been interesting to learn about all three sister ships. But for tonight, obviously, we're honouring the 110th anniversary of the Titanic. Hope you have enjoyed this video and enjoyed of me explaining my own way of doing it. Like I said, I don't know everyone's names, the important people, but I'm gonna do keep on researching about it, and by the time I do another anniversary of the Titanic, I'll be obviously doing bits and parts each year. Every time the anniversary comes along. So I'll keep on doing research and getting to know more and more about the ship itself, and hopefully I'll be better at telling the story, and I hope the people who watch my video enjoy it. So thank you for watching, guys. This video is going to be going on for around about another 5 or 10 minutes. Currently the scene that you can currently see of the Titanic itself going across the North Atlantic Ocean. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, guys.